I've just bought a condo in Bangkok, so I wanted to go over some of the logistics and hopefully help people out that are actually looking to live in Thailand, particularly Bangkok, and use a condo. This isn't for investment purposes, this is more for living purposes. As I've gone in before in previous articles, I don't think investing in property in Thailand is particularly a good idea, but if you want to live, it may not be a bad idea to buy a condo if you find the right one. Now, areas to look out for is there's a lot of development in Bangkok. You see, especially near where MRT lines are, BTS lines, their condos going up dramatically, and they have been doing for the last 7 years, 8 years since I've been in Thailand. So be very wary of buying new condos. Some of the developers as well, they may look shiny. The quality really isn't that great in a lot of them. And in a lot of places you're paying over the odds for something that looks shiny. Thais, and they like new development, so they'll go rush by the new place that's off plan. For example, the condo that I'm in now, it's been built for 7 years, it's already falling apart, and it was done as a shiny new development. So you've got to be really careful on the developers you want to buy in. Some of the brands that I've bought with and that like is Supply. I just think they're quite a stable brand. A lot of the local Thais buy it. It may not have the flashiness as your kind of top end condo developments, your San Series, your Astons, for examples. But it does a job, especially if you're wanting to live in a condo. It has all what you need. It has the amenities. So, for example, the one we've just bought, I'll do a video on it. It's got a pool, a gym, sauna, rooftop bar, lobby, lounge, co-working space, etc. And it's at a reasonable price compared to if you were to look for the top end and things just a bit more shinier, a bit more kind of fancier, looks more like a 5-star hotel, you would probably pay a good 30-40% more. So for that, I think Supply is a good brand to go for, and going for kind of the premium feature of the premium / elites, always a good option. And also, just a little tip is that Supply is a developer that's actually pre-bought the land, so it's not one that's going to hopefully getting too much disaster down the line. So it's been quite stringent with that. It's got a good reputation in Thailand, and it's been around for a while. Normally, if I was to buy a condo as well, wouldn't particularly buy a new one, although we have, is look for a particularly older one. The older ones seem to have the better locations, a lot of them stand up well, and they're also a lot cheaper than your kind of new ones that, for example, the new one that we're in now in Bangkok, it stayed the same price for the last 7-8 years. It hasn't sold. For that, we're renting, so it doesn't matter too much from that fact that it's a benefit for us on that benefit. But I've spoken to a number of people that have bought in the condo, and they can't sell the condo because there's such a supply kind of in the prime areas, Asok, etc. And they're selling for the same price, if not less, than what they were buying it 7 years ago. So you've really got to be careful on that. So talking about that down to areas where to look for in Bangkok, now obviously it depends on what your personal circumstances are and where you're living or want to live or work, and if you want more of a kind of city life or suburb life. Some of the up and coming areas where I believe condos are quite good is kind of in the new area, Old Town new area, which is kind of Sanyang, Shula. I think there's a lot going in there in the central districts. Again, more central, Ari, Victoria Monument. And if you want to go out, you have some more in the suburbs. Look to where kind of the new lines, the orange lines, are going to be built. I think there's some good developments there. So I hope you found this useful. I'm going to do a link on the condo that I bought in Supply and show you around it, and also I'll put a link to a bit of the description that I've done about buying a condo in Thailand and some of the logistics behind it.